Well, hello, Golden Bears. We've come together again through this method. We hope soon we'll be in person, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. I hope the semester is going well, and we have a few updates we wanted to give to everybody, but this is especially made today for our seniors and graduating seniors, whether they were in December, whether they're going to be here in the spring, or they were last year in the spring and didn't get to walk. We want to make the announcement today that we're going to do our very, very best to have an in-person graduation. That will be done on May the 8th. We will only have one ceremony, so there will only be one ceremony that will be happening. It will be at the Armory. We anticipate that we will have social distancing for everyone, whether they be the family that's coming in to be with you, or yourself, or our faculty, or the people on the stage. We will have masks. We will all be required to wear masks. And of course, we will continue to wash our hands and do all of the things that they have CDC guidelines. We'll need to meet not only the CDC guidelines, we'll need to meet the state of West Virginia guidelines for how many people we can have in a building. So there's where we're going to have some things that are going to be done differently than they've done before. So first, and I want everyone to hear this, anyone that wants to walk in the ceremony that will be graduating needs to register. It will be on the commencement website. You will have until March 15th to register and let us know that you are going to walk. If you do not register, we cannot allow you to walk because we will need those numbers to help calculate how many of your family you can bring into the Armory. So by March 15th, we want all of the seniors that need to walk to register. We also have to have the number of faculty that want to walk. So there will be also on that website a place for our faculty to walk and a place to register to tell us that you will be coming to graduation. Once we have those numbers on March the 15th, we will take those numbers and calculate how much space we will have left in the Armory for people to bring their guests. Then, as soon as we get those numbers and do that calculation, we will come back to you and let you know how many guests you will be allowed to have. At that point, we will let you know how we will register those guests and how they will be allowed into the Armory. I want to make it very clear that we will be social distancing. We'll be distancing in groups. In other words, if we get to the point that we could have hopefully 4 for every graduate that could come, then we will have pods of 4 that they'll be allowed to sit in the Armory. If they are allowed to come, then we will expect everyone to wear a mask. If a graduate or a faculty member or a guest is not able to wear a mask because of health conditions, we will need a doctor's certification for that. We are taking this very seriously. We are so excited that you're going to get to do this in person, but we have to do it safely. So please remember that those are the guidelines that we're going to go by. Again, this all, of course, depends upon whether we are still in the condition we are now of being able to do this. If the pandemic would happen to get worse and the CDC guidelines would change, then we would have to change it to a virtual graduation. We're hoping that that will not happen, and we're planning that it won't happen. So let's look at this as a very positive step toward this. One of the questions that we received was, of course, about how many, and I think I've explained that we don't know that yet, but you will know how many guests you'll be able to allow to have per graduate. Another question was, what if some of our international parents want to come? Well, certainly any parent is welcome to come to graduation within the numbers that we will be giving you. That being said, though, we would expect them to follow all of the CDC guidelines from the country from which they are coming into our country from which we have guidelines. So at that time when they come, they would have to follow those guidelines. At this point, the state of West Virginia has no particular guidelines. They just follow the CDC guidelines. So we also will be live streaming it for anyone that can't come and be a part of it live. We will be live streaming it. And I know around graduation, we've always had, a cocktail party. We've had our golden alums. We've had a reception and we've had a breakfast. Well, sadly, none of those will occur because we cannot do those as safely as we can do what we're going to do at graduation. So we will have the ceremony. We anticipate the ceremony being fairly short. We do not think it will be a long ceremony in any means. And there will be no singing. And we will have to follow, again, all of the guidelines that have been given to us. We very much want to celebrate you fine young men and women that will be walking across that stage, because you will be walking across the stage. You will be getting not your own diploma, but of course you'll be getting the cover for your diploma, and the diploma will be sent later. We also will not have paper information for you about who's going across the stage. We want to have as little interaction with each other about passing things around, but it will be sent to you. The program will be sent to you later along with your diploma. So we're hoping that this can happen. We're going to work very hard to see that it does. And I know each of you are too. We're very proud of each of you. And we want this to be something that you can be proud of and your parents can be proud of. A couple more things is that I wanted to remind you that Tuesday and Wednesday are non-instructional days. And so you can be on campus, of course, but we will not have no instruction will happen those 2 days. Those were built into the calendar for the reason that we're not having a spring break. So those 2 of the days that we will have. I wanted to remind everybody that next week is Employee Recognition Week, and we want to thank all of our employees. So if you get a chance, please thank all the people around you that do such a good job and make it a wonderful place to work here at Tech. The other thing I wanted to remind you of is that our women's basketball team won last night in Pittsburgh. And so they will be going to the quarterfinals, and they will be coming to Tech, and they will be playing at 5:15 tomorrow evening at the Armory. And the men will play their first game. They got a bye. They will be playing at 7:30 at the Armory. We have more than around 700 participants there. So please, if you get a chance, come out and let's root on our wonderful Golden Bears, our men and our women's basketball team. We haven't been able to do much of that. So let's make this really special tomorrow night. So I want to know that. I don't know of anything else I need to tell you about, but I do want to thank you for all the hard work that's going on. The students, again, this semester, we've had a couple of bumps in the road, but you've done an excellent job. I see you wearing your masks, and I know you're doing well in class. I also want to thank the faculty and the staff again for what a wonderful job they were doing. So we will come back in a couple of weeks, and we will have an update of all this. But please remember, you have until March 15th to sign up to walk. Faculty, I need you to sign up also, because those are the numbers that will guide us to let us know how many guests we also can include in the Armory. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope we can see our Golden Bears to victory tomorrow night. I know our baseball team is starting, and some of our wonderful track and field students will be going to nationals. So we have lots to be proud of. Academically, you're doing great. So let's go Golden Bears.